HQ2, by the way, for hosting us with like 30 people before we even got going. That's so badass. So a huge shout out there. Thank you very, very much for that, host.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That is awesome.
So yeah, we're just gonna jump straight into it. They will be best of 3s until the final, which will be a best of excuse me, holy shit, 7. So our yellow Zerg player in the bottom right hand corner of the map, coming at us from Cloud M, it is QQPlease.
And his opponent in the top left of the map as we kick off the 15th week of the NSL with a ZVZ, the Red Zerg from Clan Skull. It is FrostyFenix.
Okay, and now that introductions are over, I'm gonna change my settings without leaving the game. Please don't mess this up, turd. Please don't mess this up. All right.
You always sound like a magician when you say that. You're like, and now for my next trick, I will change my settings without leaving the game.
I'm going to do something I should have done before we started the broadcast. No, that was my bad, guys. Otherwise, it gets really jumpy when you observe and stuff. So my bad. We're going to go now, though. But yeah, let's get straight off into this. It's pretty crazy that we started off with the ZVZ. I hope it's not an immediate, like, bling-bling slugfest, so we're waiting on round 2. But if it is, we'll just play 2s. Dude, I had a lot of fun with that this morning.
Yeah, right.
That was pretty awesome.
Pretty sweet,
Me and Giggle
man.
were tearing up
like...
the 2s ladder this morning.
Oh, yeah, man. If you were playing 2s this morning, you were probably getting messed up. Yeah. But it looks like we have expansions coming out of both players here, so it doesn't look like anything too crazy, at least a one-base pool or something like that. We may still see those ling-bling floods as they progress into second base for Larva.
Yeah, absolutely, but at least it's not going to be off like one base or something, as you said, so we are off to a pretty standard game. Other than that, nothing too crazy. We do have an Evo down, which is kind of early, and maybe that's for like a very specific build, but other than that, there's nothing too, like, you know, too abnormal. It's just a very standard ZVZ opening.
Yep.
So we'll have to see if an upgrade starts immediately before speed. That'll kind of let you know, oh shit, as I say that, +1 melee begins. So this is going to be that ling bling flood that I was just talking about. Tell everyone to hold up for round number 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep. Yeah, so by the way, anybody who may be watching, I guess it's really only at this point the people who have a buy or haven't gotten into a game yet. But hold off on moving into your next round. That way, when this series ends, we can pick one from the next round out of the available people, and hopefully try and make these things run a little bit quicker. We're trying to shoot for about 4 to 5 hours, and sometimes we end up hitting around 6.5 hours, and that can be a little bit hectic. But
wow, my settings I didn't hit accept. I'm a jackass. Okay, so no more jumpy screens. I'm sorry if anyone has like epilepsy, send me the hospital bill. That was my bad. I just forgot to click my settings. But yeah, we're off to a very, very like rapid. Holy shit, we just got a donation already. So yeah, thank you very much for whoever that was. We appreciate it. We're on a 90-second delay tonight, so we won't see that for quite some time. But thank you for whoever did that. Also, we have a Baneling Nest down as well, plus that +1 that I was talking about before. So we're off to a straight up like ling bling war that we were talking about earlier. So
oh yeah, man. Maybe sometimes those games end up stabilizing and going into the mid game, but more often than not, it usually results in one player taking too much damage and kind of falling under. We'll have to see though, as some lings making their way across the map for FrostyFenix.
Our passion was called into question because we dropped a couple 2s this morning, man. God, we can't do anything around here.
Yeah.
No, Zesty joining us in chat though. What's up? That's one of our show match players tonight. Go ahead and follow Mr. Zesty. He puts on a hell of a stream, and he just changed his name too, so he needs your support. Go give him that follow. But man, that's a lot of blings, Giggle. What do you think, dude?
So yeah, those lings do come in here now, start to get the poke in. And are there any banelings for QQPlease? No, but there's more. Oh, sweet baby Jesus!
No.
On top of the ramp, are they going to take bad baneling hits too? Is the question.
Yeah, that was pretty bad, man. Unfortunately, that was a lot of lings that went down to those. And now he's trying to kite these a little bit. I think he'll be able to, you know, negate his losses as bad as that was before. But with that +1, he might be able to hold here. Yeah, he's definitely going to hold. Once that +1 kicks in for that ling war, you know, things start dropping rather quickly. So what did he lose there? Just a couple drones? I mean, I don't think that was necessarily a game-ending damage at all. As long as he can get some couple, like, defensive banes, you know.
Yep. Yeah, so. Absolutely. And actually, FrostyFenix is getting caught a little bit here as he doesn't have any banes and he's morphing them in. Does split up his lings, unfortunately, though, and kind of takes a bad fight. So Frosty is able to clean those up.
Yeah, absolutely. But QQPlease has completely cut drone production. He is straight flooding behind this, so he's just going to try to use that 1-1 advantage and get things rolling. But still no Baneling nest of his own at all. I don't want to keep checking base back and forth, but I haven't seen it come down just yet. Could you verify that for me, please, sir?
You're talking about QQPlease?
Yeah, he hasn't dropped his Bane nest, right? He's just relying on his +1 melee. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not questioning that decision. I'm just trying to call it out and make sure he hasn't dropped it.
No, it's definitely bold. When you're going for a Ling Bling fight early in the game and you're just like, you know what, I'll do it without Bane. Thanks. Like, that's pretty ballsy.
No, all I need is my +1. I'll be alright. But the thing is, he's still cut drone production. He's still been at 17 for quite some time. And it's not like FrostyFenix is pulling away or anything, but he did tech switch, which is going to come into huge factor here once these roaches pop out. So
yep. So a couple more Banelings trying to morph here now. You can really see QQPlease's +1 kick into effect and help him in these small wing fights. See, the thing is when these roaches do come out, they will be good, but only once they start to get a couple of them out. You can actually kill roaches fairly decently with +1 lings. You'll see the queen go down there.
Yeah,
a couple of Banelings.
If you can get the surround on these roaches with that +1/+1, it is possible for sure, as you said. That was some good micro though, pulling back the injured one and at least trying to save it. He's just trying to bide some time until his lings pop, and it did work too. But the thing there is FrostyFenix lost a significant amount of drones. He's now down in worker count, 10 to 17. Yeah. So he really needs to hang on here and not just let the flood happen. So we'll have to see, man.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah, FrostyFenix needs a couple roaches, or really anything to hold this, but right now he's just relying on drones and lings, and he lost a lot of economy there. But yeah, he's not out of it at all. He just needs to pop some roaches or something. I think where he's really lacking now is the larva. There were no queens to inject, so he just didn't have any larva, and now these drones are going to get picked up. And unfortunately, that probably looks like the beginning of the end here for FrostyFenix. Yep. And he calls GG, and QQPlease will take game number 1.
Yep, very well played.
Yeah, that was very well played. I thought it was going to be a really, really fast game there for a second, and it kind of was, but at least we got to see a little bit of Ling Bling micro there. Sometimes it's over after like the first Bane hit and people just tap out, so
yeah.
Pretty nice there.
Pretty bold, man, to choose to do that with no Banelings, but definitely worked out for him.
Yep, absolutely. So the next map will be Cactus Valley. And we'll have to see if QQPlease can do it again, or if FrostyFenix will tie this up.
+1 is so huge. It's
yeah,
so
+1 was awesome there. People have been telling me too to get it before speed even, and like hell, that's the first time I've seen it in like play there, and it was pretty damn nice, dude. Yeah, oh man, shit, we never checked on the donation. I'm an asshole. Sure Should I says, casting duos I listen to. Number 1, Taste Hostess. Number 2, Zergler and GiggleBear. You guys need an Archon name, by the way. Thanks for all you guys do. Thank you so much for that donation, man. That's really badass of you, Mr. Sure. So both players are ready, and we will jump into Cactus Valley, which will be game number 2. Oh, man. Thank you, Sure, so much. That's badass of you.
I'm just a lonely island.
Rip Sure's ego. Oh, I called it out. We're just on a delay, guys. Sorry. 90 seconds is a really, really long time. But we do it because there's a payout. It seems reasonable, in my opinion. So.
Indeed.
Indubitably. All right, so our blue Zerg player in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, currently down 1 point in this best of 3 from Skull Gaming. It is FrostyFenix.
And his opponent showing off his micro and control in that last game as he helped himself to game 1 of this best of 3. The yellow Zerg from Cloud M. It is QQPlease.
I like his name.
Yeah, at least he's asking you like nicely.
Yeah, exactly. He said please. Like,
could be QQ Noob, and then it'd be like, oh, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, FrostyFenix took a really early gas there, and I thought we were gonna get some cheese, but he was just doing the extractor chicken. He canceled it. He canceled my excitement too with that. No, I'm just kidding, but I really wanted a flood, dude. I want a game number 3, so we don't have to worry about coming into round number 2. Hopefully they'll macro up. At least each player took their natural, so.
Yeah, you could see that FrostyFenix was trying to make his way towards roaches, trying to look into that mid game there, but that +1 of QQPlease and the number of lings that he had were just a little too much for that.
Yeah, sorry, I had to break the golden rule and tab out real quick, but I had the stupid temperature gauge pop up on my computer and it was blocking chat. Can't be having that.
Temperature gauge?
Oh yeah, it's for like my fans or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
fucking scientist computer man over here.
They're saying our Archon name should be Turd Bear.
Turd Bear?
Or GIGGLEBEAR. That's the alternative, so I don't know.
I like that one a little bit.
We should
better.
straw poll it maybe or something. I'm not sure.
Fair enough, man.
Turd Bear. But yeah.
Bear.
So did he see that base? Yeah, that's why he turned around. All right. So QQPlease. Well, both the players should know where each other's at by now, just judging from where the overlay came in. So
I'm more interested in this love story that is these two overlords following each other. Look at this. Oh yes, that's nice.
it's real nice. But yeah. We'll have to see, man. I wanted to see if an Evo chamber was going to be slapped down earlier and if he was going to try the same build, but so far it looks a little bit different this time around. So speed coming into play before there's even an Evo chamber. I think he feels comfortable in the series, so he's just going to try to take like a straighter macro game or whatever. Or at least that's kind of what it looks like to me. So,
is that your prediction?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Guys, you heard it here first.
And then he just drops a baneling nest and straight floods the shit out of him.
Sure.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down. No. Okay, that's for FrostyFenix, though. All right. FrostyFenix is going to get this game number 3 on the back of that bane nest, dude. Oh, shit. QQPlease dropped his as well, dude. There goes my hopes for a macro game, boys.
Yeah, maybe this one goes a little bit smoother for both players as their hands are a little bit warmed up now after that game 1. Maybe we can go into the mid game a little bit. These two queens should be able to shoo away the lings for now at least. So.
Yep, absolutely. And on the other side of things, I see a Spinecrawler down in the main or in the natural of QQPlease, so he's prepared as well. And both players have their baneling nest down at about the same time. They're gonna finish up pretty quickly, but no player going for an Evo or anything this time around, which was a huge differentiator last time around. So it's gonna come all down to banes this time around, which I can dig that too, though. So.
Indeed. Yeah.
Swag Syndrome and... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, QQ can do it without banelings, so I imagine he probably can do it with banelings as well.
Another donation. Sorry, guys. I got that going off in my ear. But Swag Syndrome in chat, make sure if someone caught a buy, they don't advance, because we're going to need another game here in a little while. I just want to throw that out. Huge thank you to Swag Syndrome. By the way, oh, these banes! Okay, FrostyFenix pokes in, sees those banes, and knows he needs to pull back. But the real thing he saw there that was important was that third, man. Now he knows he's either on a timer or he needs to start macroing up behind this.
Yep, and there are some lings. Oh, man, banes coming in here. Nice control by QQPlease. Going to use that Spinecrawler. Oh, and they get bad crashes actually into those. Oh, man, if he can just get rid of this one last baneling, that's going to be a great hold for him. Yeah, and that Spinecrawler was worth its weight in gold, man. It completely eliminated the banes from running by and crashing up into that mineral line. So that was very well played from QQPlease, man. I got to hand it to him for sure. Kind of a bad hit there, but ends up shooing it away and gets that third up. So QQPlease is looking to be in a great spot. Yep, absolutely. So FrostyFenix slaps down his Roach Warren and looks like he's going to try to tech into that from here. But he knows his opponent's on a third base and he still doesn't have his own. So this is when I start to really freak out as a Zerg player, man. Yeah. So can be pretty scary for sure, man. Needs those banelings to come in, and then he should be able to defend. Those lings poking around, looking for the best angle to engage from. But the lings and drones should be able to hold it at least for now. Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a pretty good reaction. I mean, considering the amount, if he can just dodge the banes here, oh man. As I say that, all of his lings get wiped out, and now there's about 5 banes coming into this mineral line. He really needs to be careful here, or he's going to lose most of that natural. So. Yep. 5 drones going down, so a significant number. That was a pretty big gas investment in banes, but getting 5 drones and forcing out even more lings for your troubles. Yeah, absolutely. And he's even creating a little wall here with his Evo chamber, so that'll help out. And he has a couple defensive banes too, so as long as he can take some really good trades here, he should be in a decent position. And he has his roaches, he just needs to get him out here. But that is a lot of lings, man. He really needs to find some good hits with that bane. And that was good, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure it was enough. Okay, these roaches pop out. He should be able to defend here now. And that was a lot of minerals that QQPlease threw away, but he's up, double the workers here. So I really like his position in this game. So yeah. Yep, we'll have to see. FrostyFenix isn't out of it, though. He has a couple roaches and stuff, so maybe he just needs to get over there and find a little bit of damage of his own. But his economy's starting to look a little grim, unfortunately. So, absolutely, man. Being down a base, especially in ZVZ, is a tough spot to be in because not only is it minerals that you're missing out on, but it is the larva production as well. A couple of roaches coming in for QQPlease. Oh, I like this from FrostyFenix. single ling, I think there. But yeah, even more units. You can see the yellow streaming across the map, man. But FrostyFenix got a good amount of roaches here. Should be able to plug the hole for now, at least.
Yeah. So he might be able to hold here as long as he just is patient and waits for this other round of reinforcements here, or maybe single targets. So he does have this little funnel system kind of coming in here, which is helping out a lot. He's getting much better trades here. But now I think he's outnumbered. Oh, yeah, man.
QQPlease, bring in roaches. Every roach is so important right now. Microing individual roaches back to not take damage. It's just so, it can really make the difference in these type of engagements.
Yeah, I do like from FrostyFenix, though, that he's done a couple fat rounds of drones. He's trying to catch back up in economy, so he's not out of it by any means, and he's handling this really well considering the amount of aggression that he dealt with early on. And his focus fire has been on point. I think that's been the real key difference here, is that he's been focus firing this entire time and pegging down all these roaches one at a time. So.
Yep, absolutely. The last of the roaches are cleaned up from QQPlease, and just lings are flooding across the map. But with the ling buffer for the roaches, he should be able to clean those up, no problem.
Oh yeah, getting the Bane as well. So
starting to make his way across the map now too, man. So big Bane hit, and this game could swing on its head.
Yep, absolutely, but he's kind of unsure. You can tell he's a little hesitant. I think he wants to wait until he has some Banes. He'd probably be feeling a hell of a lot better about these lings. I know I would. But he decides to take the fight anyway, and now he's kind of caught in this weird position moving back to him. Oh, man, a lot of roaches going down in that move command, yeah, unfortunately. So with these Banes, though, I don't think he's out of it yet. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get that surround, man. Surrounds with that many lings will kill you here. Oh, that was a good Bane hit, though.
Yep. Unfortunately, these roaches will be surrounded and picked off. And the lings continuing to stream in here. I think, honestly, maybe... Okay, not with the reinforcing lings. Yeah, picks off a Ravager, though. That's pretty nice, man.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And now that he has Defender's Advantage kicks in here, he might be able to push this off. But that was a lot of aggression. He's still been down 10 drones this entire time. But I really got to hand it to FrostyFenix here, man. He's been able to hold on here for pretty, much longer than I would have, for sure. So he needs to get over there and do some economic damage, though. I think he knows that as well. So,
yeah, man, being down that base, that's just definitely rough. Not at all what you want.
Yeah, and
it's just so feeling. Long. I mean, the trades that you're taking every time that you survive, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh Jesus, man, I know that he's just gonna have more resources. So, the trades you need to be taking need to be incredibly efficient to make this work.
Shit, I missed the donation too, man. That was my bad. This 90-second thing makes it really hard to remember. 90 seconds is just long enough to forget and like, but I don't know, man. I'll have to go back and check it. Thank you very much for whoever that was. Both players starting +1 at the exact same time though. But FrostyFenix is moving out underneath all these overlords, so if he's not careful, he's gonna get caught off guard here. Oh yeah, just like that, he pulls back. Yeah. Oh man.
So good ling spread there, having to back up, reposition a little bit, forcing QQPlease back down onto the low ground. So that's definitely good. I believe QQPlease has he has by 1 the Ravager advantage.
Yeah, and he has he has a pretty sizable amount of roaches there too. And I gotta hand it to Zesty as well. If QQ over drones, he could be in trouble here, but I think he's managing to build enough army here. He's got nothing but roaches flooding in behind this, so when that hits, this is going to be extremely hard for FrostyFenix to hold. So,
indeed, sir.
But man, look at those Ravager's bile. It's both. Everyone's trying to dodge all these biles. If a player lands one of those, it could kind of change the tide here. We'll have to see. I'm not going to call him out by any means. It's just kind of rough to come back from that amount of economy difference. And plus, look at the supply. It's 121 to 83. So, I mean, that's very telling right there.
Oh, those were pretty good biles. And I think with that, maybe, dodge those, and now's the time to go. Unfortunately, even more reinforcing roaches come in that have a better concave. Those Ravager biles were okay, but I think it's just a numbers game at this point, unfortunately.
Yep, absolutely. FrostyFenix is forced to pull all of his drones. They're going to get just decimated, and the Ravager amount just here is too good, man. Those biles just kind of decimated things. So he's going to wish his opponent good luck and tap out, and that will be the end of round 1.
Yeah.